22 rounds, 4 semi-finals, 114 matches in total, and it's all led to this. The NewFM Northern League 1 2019 Grand Final, the second division of football here in northern New South Wales. But make no mistake, today we're set to see some top quality football as the best two teams from the season go head-to-head in a rivalry match, a bit of a derby as well that will decide this year's champions. We're coming to you live this afternoon from Jack McLaughlin Oval, the home of the Edgeworth Eagles, as the three-time defending premiers of the NewFM Northern League 1, Cooks Hill United, take on last year's grand final winners, and a team that's competed in the last 3 grand finals as well. This will be their 4th straight, Belmont Swansea United. Thank you for joining us here on Bar TV Sports. My name is Quentin Connors, also known as Q. It's great to be with you for what should be a terrific final showdown of this competition, and I'm joined by a man who knows the NewFM Northern League 1 inside and out, the league correspondent and writer, James Jimmy Ward. Mate, welcome aboard. What a game we have in store for us here today.
G'day, Q. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, mate. The sun's out, looking really good. The pitch is looking in great shape. So
it's terrific, isn't it?
Yeah, we're in for a great game. We've been the 2 best sides all year, so yeah, we're in for a spectacular contest, mate. And
as I was saying as well, it's a bit of a derby as well. These two have had no love lost over the last few games. Obviously, 2017, they were both the grand finalists. Cooks Hill coming out with a 4-0 victory in that game. Last year as well, they met in the semi-finals, and that was a huge series as well, with Bell Swans actually knocking out Cooks Hill from getting to another grand final. Now they meet again. I mean, what a rivalry. What another chapter in this rivalry.
Yeah, well, Graham Law's been using that as motivation all year to try and get the boys up every week. They're looking back at that last year's semi-final series as a motivator, and here they are today to get that team to beat them. And Bell Swans will be right after this game too. They're up against the premiers, and first v second, you couldn't ask for a better grand final day.
No, you couldn't. As you said, spectacular weather as well. Crowd starting to pour in now. We can see a lot of green and gold. Cooks Hill fans, they've been here all day because they've been playing in all 3 grades this grand final day. Won the 19s, won the 23s. They're going for the trifecta, which I'm not sure if it's ever been done before. Certainly some teams have been in all 3 grand finals, but I don't think any have actually won all 3 grades as they begin to shake hands. Cooks Hill United, they'll be in the black and white. Bell Swans in the gold and green. And just before we go through the lineup, Jimmy, I'll get you to give me a prediction. What's your tip?
Well, it is hard to go past Cooks Hill. They've been the best side all year, but Bell Swans on their day, they've got so much experience and know-how of grand finals. This is their 4th straight now, and I'm going to go for the upset. I'm going to go Bell Swans to win in extra time.
Bell Swans in extra time. You've heard Jimmy Ward call it here first, but as they do the coin toss out in the middle of the field, I'll go through the lineups for you here today. We'll start with the premiers, Cooks Hill United. In goals, Jake Hamilton. Their defender, Jack Wilkinson. He was part of the team of the year that was just announced this week. Dan Clemens as well. Daniel Johnson, he's the captain in number 6. Number 7, Dan Yaxley. Number 14, Jared Johnson. Number 10, Lee Ashton. Number 8, Ash Balcom. Number 11, Nick Russell. 9, Marty Haynes. And 13 at the back as well, Tyler Curran. For the Bell Swan boys, starting for them, number 1 in goals, Will Reeves. He was a backup keeper all season. He was actually started in the 19s to begin the year as well. Spent a couple of time there with Benny Parmenter and Dan Bryant, the usual goalkeepers. They're both out, so he stepped up. Number 2 is Mark Finlayson. Number 3, my brother actually, Luke Connors, playing in the grand final as well. Number 4, Mitch Cook. Number 5, Reece Newton. Number 6, Cameron Tapp. Number 7, Chris Gazzard. Number 9, Cameron Lodge. Number 11, Clayton Poole. Number 12 is their captain, Corey Wilson. And number 15, Ty Goldsmith. Ty Goldsmith, one of those players that they brought over mid-season as well. And hasn't he changed the squad this season? They had always a very strong defence, very solid defence. This year, though, with the addition, or the mid-year addition of Ty Goldsmith, they've now got that lethal force going up front as well, don't they?
Yeah, they've always been strong at the back, Bell Swans, and Mick Stafford was looking for that clinical goal scorer at the start of the season. He finally found him in Ty Goldsmith and brought him over from Wallsend, and it's proven to be a masterstroke. I think he's got 10 goals in his last 9 games, and it just gets him off to a good start in games. He usually gets the first or second goal and sets the tone for the Bell Swan boys.
Well, Cooks Hill, they are kicking off, as I said, in the black and white. They have the ball at the moment. It should be an absolutely fantastic game. Will it be the premiers, Cooks Hill, to take out their 2nd championship crown in 3 years, or will Bell Swans go back to back in what is their 4th straight grand final? Lee Ashton, he's with the ball there. Former South Cardiff player. Played in the inaugural FFA Cup match, the first ever actually for South Cardiff. Clayton Poole as well, another former NPL player for Hamilton Olympics. Spent a lot of time in the top flight. He's on the ball again, Poole. Finds Goldsmith now. Goldsmith playing it behind Corey Wilson. He might look to cross this in. He is going to cross it in, but it's going to be snuffed away. No, maybe not. Goldsmith. Curling shot, early opportunity for Bell Swans. We actually saw last year in the 2018 Grand Final when Bell Swans were up against West Wallsend. There was a lot of goals very early on. I think the first 2 goals of the game, one for each team, came in the first 5 minutes. Yeah,
well, that's Bell Swans' strength there. Overlapping players from their right and left back, swinging in those crosses, looking for Ty Goldsmith, the marksman in the middle, and he nearly got onto the end of one there.
As you said, he can always just pop up. A bit of a poacher, Ty Goldsmith. Played a lot of years with him. In my time, I actually started the season with him at Wallsend. That's where he and Luke Connors were at before and joining Bell Swans during the year. Far side of the field there was Marty Haynes, and I think that's going to be offside. It is. As you said, Cooks Hill United, they finished at the top of the table again, 3rd year in a row with 45 points. That was 7 points clear of Bell Swans, who finished in 2nd. Still also finished with the best attack in the league, 53 goals they scored. It's Corey Wilson, a crunching challenge here in the closest sideline to us, closest sideline to your screens as well. As we said, plenty of experience in both sides. There's a nice little searching ball comes in now. Lee Ashton gets a shot away. Reeves does well. Diving to his right. Holds it as well. Doesn't parry it away.
Will Reeves has done a fantastic job since he's come into the side. Obviously, they've had a few experienced goalkeepers in Benny Parmenter and Dan Bryant. But since he's come in as an injury replacement, he's really stepped up. Especially in that West Wallsend semi-final, 2nd leg. And he kept 2 clean sheets across the 2 legs. So he's done a fantastic job, Reeves.
Foul there. Corey Wilson just letting Dan Yaxley know he's there early on. And like you said, Jimmy, as well, yeah, Will Reeves, he's been fantastic since he stepped up and can be often very hard when you are trying to fill the boots of 2 great goalkeepers there before him. Connors wins it. Feels weird saying Connors when when you're doing commentary. Haven't had to do that one before, but Ash Balcom now. He's got a bit of pressure though from Cam Lodge. Chris Gazzard with it. He's keeping it in, dancing down the touchline. He's trying to find Goldsmith, but it's just evaded his touch. Now the other Johnson on the field, Jared. Daniel is the captain of the side. Again, was part of the team of the year as well after another fantastic season for Cooks Hill. 2nd year in a row he's been picked in that side. As was Nick Russell for the 2nd time also, who's out left. This more might go to him, might not. Tyler Cohen decides against it. And an interesting formation choice as well for Cooks Hill, that with the 3 at the back against Bell Swans. Obviously looking to just trying to cram that central defence up as Lee Ashton tries to slip a ball in behind to Marty Rains. Cameron Tapp now, he's given that one away. Bell Swans just struggling to keep any kind of possession at the moment. Looking to get long and looking to get forward quickly. A little bit of a scrap there with Clements. No whistle called. No whistle called again, despite a couple of appeals from Cooks Hill, but that one's given away. And Nick Russell, has he been checked? No, he hasn't. Referee has said. Letting a couple of dubious calls going early on, which may be fine in this kind of atmosphere as well, because these 2 teams are quite heated rivals. You only have to go look at the semi-final from last year in the 2nd leg. And that was an absolute brutal game. Bell Swans actually won 3-0, but that was where the rivalry now been coined the tail of the tape. That's where it all started last year in the semi-finals. Graham Law throwing a piece of tape at Mick Stafford, actually, who's the head coach now for Bell Swans in his first year as well as the Swans coach. He's taken them straight back to the grand final. A great first year for him in charge. Goldsmith tries to flick it onto Reece Newton. He's been terrific form as well, Newton, and it cleared away from Hamilton over the sideline. like we're saying as well, the experience in both squads, the grand final experience. Bell Swans actually have 8 of the same squad as 2018. Cooks Hill actually have 10 of the same squad that they had in 2017. And they both won the championships in those years. They've been able to retain most of their grand final winning squads. Connors now puts it into the box as a dangerous ball. Ty Goldsmith may be able to get onto the end of it, not before it goes over the byline though. Both teams just trying to ease their way into the contest.
As you touched on, Q, like the Cooks Hill players have been together for nearly 3 years now, winning trophies year on year out, and they know each other so well, and they're so dangerous on these counter-attacking plays as well. So look for them to counter quick and transition quick as well, especially with their right wing back and left wing back, and Nick Russell and Dan Yaxley.
Lee Ashton here might have snuck in behind. Mitch Cook does very well to just swing a leg at it and get it away. Interesting stat about Mitch Cook and actually Chris Gazzard as well. Both those two are playing in their 5th straight grand finals, having played in, this will be their 3rd for Bell Swans. They've played in 2 for Wallsend as well, which they both won. They've won 3 of the 4 they've been in. Corey Wilson, though, as well, the left back and captain for Bell Swans, playing in his 7th straight grand
4 for Valentine.
for Bell Swans. Marty Rains trying to get past there, but Connors swings out the big right leg and gets control of it. Now finds Paul back into Gazzard, and Gazzard gets trampled there by Nick Russell.
The battle in midfield will also be really important, Q. You got so many experienced players in there. It'll be Dan Johnson up against Chris Gazzard. It could go a long way to winning this game, that battle in the midfield, as they look to get the attack started for both teams.
Well, it does seem at the moment as well that there's going to be more players for Bell Swans, I should say, in the middle of the park than Cooks Hill. They seem to be having, they've got both got 3 in there, I should say. But in terms of just going forward, it seems that Cooks Hill have got those the two Johnson sitting in the defensive roles, Ash Balcombe sitting a bit higher. While Bell Swans, though, they seem to be playing with 2 attacking mids of sorts, with 1 holding. So see how that one plays out as the game goes on. Mike Finlayson now pressured there by Nick Russell. Wins the ball back for the Cookers, and now a throw in to come as well.
Yeah, the Cooks Hill boys, they like to utilise that 5-2-1-2 formation, where Ash Balcombe's that lone midfielder in there that likes to get forward as well. He's kind of a Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard type player, where he'll be box to box, but he'll try and get into the box as well and make those forward runs and try and get on the end of the field. And he's proven to be a clinical goal scorer this year.
Yeah, already scored 10 this season, actually. Cameron Tapp now with it. Gets a left foot cross into the box. Clayton Paul just flicking it up, hoping someone was behind him. Cleared momentarily, and Corey Wilson, though, wins it back for his side. Finlayson unable to clear Balcombe, and it's given away again. Cooks Hill now. Bit of a hopeful ball launched by Nick Russell. Not going to trouble the Swans' defence at all. Bell Swans' defence only conceding 24 goals this year, 2nd in the league. Although Cooks Hill, they only conceded 2 more, 26 goals, and they were 3rd in the league during the regular season. Although if you're going across the whole season, Bell Swans would have the best defence, as South Cardiff did have that title with 23 goals, but of course conceded 9 in the semi-finals. Cooks Hill really dominating them in the semi-finals, 9-3 on aggregate.
Yeah, it was a very impressive display in those 2-legged games. The first half of the first leg, they put 4 past them and really set the tone for the whole tie, and that pretty much summed it up, really. And South Cardiff really didn't have any answers to the Cooks Hill attack.
That's probably interesting to note as well for this game as well, because it's proven that if Cooks Hill get on top of you, they can quickly just score goals at a rapid pace and completely change the fixture and just turn it in their tide. If Bell Swans aren't careful sometimes, Cooks Hill could easily punish them.
Yeah, once they're on cue, they're very, very hard to stop. That's proven to be happening in a lot of big games. They did it in the 2017 grand final, where they scored a lot of quick goals in that first half against Bell Swans, and they do usually live for the big games. So expect the same today. But they're up against a very quality side in Bell Swans.
So far, all too many opportunities. There was an early chance for Ty Goldsmith, but he pushed his shot wide. Both sides unable to really penetrate the other's box at the moment. Joe Johnson trying to sneak a ball through. The midfield of Bell Swans does well again. Newton drops it back. Poole now, he's unable to get on the edge of it. Johnson, quick feed in the middle, and he gets a free kick for his side. And it's also an interesting, we talked about the formation of Cooks Hill, it's an interesting one from Bell Swans as well, because they often aren't been playing, or haven't been playing with any wingers. They've been playing with those four guys kind of pretty central. You've got Cam Lodge, Clayton Poole as well, Reece Newton, Chris Gaz, and also Cameron Tapper as well. I mean, we often see Poole and Lodge swapping between forward and whatnot, but they don't really hang out too wide. They stay very central in that midfield.
No, they are very narrow, and that's where the right and left back come into play. They make those overlapping runs down the right and left flanks. But it is a quite narrow 4-4-2 where the midfielders are quite tight. And
chance here, we'll come back in a moment. Johnson now, he's going to shoot. Blocked again, another one on the rebound. Rains now with it. He's still got it on his left foot now. Side net. Going to be a corner kick to come though.
Yeah, the ball fell really nicely there to Marty Rains. He nearly put that into the bottom left corner there. Good early signs for the Cookers.
Almost getting the first one, a fan's goal of sorts when he hits the side net. Both teams also can be threatening off corner kicks. Here's one now. Johnson flinging it in. Knocked away from danger at the moment, but it's going to come back in the box, you'd think. Johnson now on the left foot, blocked. And Bell Swans cleared away from the danger. They've only lost 3 games all year, the Cookers, 4 for Bell Swans. Another solid season from both of them, and they've clearly been the 2 standouts as well this year. It's always good to have the 2 best teams from the regular season in the grand final. Can often not happen, as we saw last year as well. Cooks still had a tremendous year, but fell short in that semi-final. Bell Swans as well coming in with a bit of form under their belt. 7 wins from their last 7 games. They've lost 1 game in that run, and you can only guess who that was against. Cooks Hill. It's a bit of a late challenge there in the middle of the park, but it's going to be play on nonetheless. Reece Newton, nice little flick there, finding Cameron Tapp maybe. Might have won a corner, he has. Again, those nice little overlapping runs from both the midfielders and the defenders, causing a bit of trouble for that back 3 for Cooks Hill. Since the beginning of 2017 as well, Bell Swans have only beaten Cooks Hill on 2 occasions. In this rivalry of sorts, it's Cooks Hill that's got the chocolates over the other one as a long cross comes in. Doesn't trouble Cooks Hill all too much though. They're going to get a throw in now, might be able to box him in the Swans' defence. Now on that corner, on that occasion, we saw the corner kick go a bit long, but when it's on the other side, and it's Clayton Poole putting it in from that side, now that's something else, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. I think I've seen him score 2 direct corners this year. He might have scored more, but he's so lethal from those in-swinging corners on the right side with his left boot. It's proven to be a very successful part of the Bell Swans attack.
Well, I've seen that, the last time Bell Swans actually versed Cooks Hill at Blacksmith's Oval, that was Clayton Poole actually scoring their goal from the corner kick directly, just curled it straight in. Marty Rains now taking on the defence, does it well, gets a shot away! Danger averted for now. Cooks Hill banging on the door at the moment. Marty Rains causing some problems for Belswan's defence. And maybe again now. Might fall for Rains. Does maybe for Ashton now! There's the first of the grand final. Lee Ashton just pounces on the opportunity.
Goal for Cooks Hill United.
And the advantage to the Cookers.
Lee Ashton.
Were you surprised by that, Jimmy? Because he's just pounced on it. There wasn't all too much happening on that occasion.
Lee Ashton, he's proven himself again. He just rises to the big occasion. He probably hasn't scored as many goals this year as he would have liked, but he's always shown up for Cooks Hill, especially in the big games. And this is another grand final goal for him. Fantastic finish.
Well, a great start for the Cookers. Swans now maybe trying to work their way back in. Cameron Tatt was lurking at the back post. Reece Newton now. No. Going to come back for the foul. And after just 16 minutes of football, Cooks Hill had the early advantage. And it's definitely a goal that Lee Ashton has been known to score. A bit of a, wouldn't say a poacher, but very opportunistic. Just, as you said, he rocks up when he's just needed, and 9 times out of 10 he's going to score opportunities like that. There's now a chance here, maybe just runs out of room.
Yeah, the ball fell very nicely there to Lee Ashton, and such a striker's goal there, popping up in the box. Only takes one chance. So.
Well, is this going to be a free kick or a offside? It's going to be offside, I think. Some of the Cooks Hill faithful and coaching staff believed that they were going to get a free kick for Lee Ashton, not to be. Should also mention about Graham Law's recent announcement that he's going to be at the helm of Charlestown City Blues next year, Charlestown Azuri, as they will be called. He'll be taking over as the head coach there. So this will be his last game in charge of Cooks Hill. Spoke to him during the week, and he said it was a massive occasion for the whole team because of how long they've stuck together, the same playing group. Long throw now coming in, maybe a chance to flick it on. Tyler Curran was able to get rid of it. Mark Finlayson now with it. Reece Newton into the box. Maybe Clayton Paul, maybe tap. In the hands of Hamilton in the end. Some pressure there from Wilson. He was so huge in last year's grand final. Corey Wilson, the captain, scored in that game actually. Need another big effort out of him once more. Newton now on the volley, off the post now, Goldsmith again! It's 1-1, scores locked level. And Goldsmith going over to his friends, he gets one in the grand final. Well, that's why they signed him. And he produces the goods in the biggest game.
There he is again. That's 11 goals in now 10 games. He's just proven to be a clinical goal scorer. He just loves getting in front of goal. And only took one chance for him and he buried it.
And such an acute angle as well. It wasn't in front of goal like Lee Ashton's was just minutes ago. It was from a hard angle. Started from Reece Newton who hit the post.
Yeah, credit there to Reece Newton. Had a great shot there. Unlucky to miss, but Ty Goldsmith shows it again that he's up for the occasion.
Well, hold the phone now. He might be eaten with another chance. Yaxley across the face of goal. Looking for Lee Ashton, but they're going to get a corner kick nonetheless. And we're now going back and forth between goals, one apiece. That's just the narrative of these two when they verse one another. Always an exciting match. I think as well it was Cooks. I think it was the Cooks Hill fans over in the corner. Was Ty Goldsmith giving it to once he scored? Nick Russell now curling corner. Nodded away from, I think it was Finlayson. Another corner kick to come though. Obviously something must have been said to Goldsmith earlier on during the game, I imagine, because he was none too happy with what they said. Let them know about it. Now it comes into the box again. Wilkinson that time, but not on goal. Like you said, 11 goals in 10 games for Ty Goldsmith, 15 as well for the season now. Well, 15, I guess. He scored 14 actually in the regular season from 15 games with two different clubs as well. 6 for Wallsend, 8 with Bell Swans, and then scored another 3 in the semi-finals. Mighty Rains now across the face, a goal looking for Ashton. He might get another chance. Some scrambling defence from the Swannies. Balcom now does well, dances around. Rains with it, looking to get that right foot free. Johnson, blocked shot, force for Rains. I think he's onside. Over the top of the bar, though.
Marty Rains is proving a real handful for the Bell Swans defenders. That's 3 or 4 good chances now. He's curating a lot of chances as well for the Cookers. Having a great early start to the game, Marty Rains.
A very dangerous ball just moments earlier to almost find Lee Ashton. And they're getting in behind the Bell Swans defence a lot, aren't they? It's something they're going to have to tighten up as we go on in this first half. About 22 minutes gone, just midway through the first stanza. You are watching the NewFM Northern League 1 Grand Final here on Bar TV Sports. Cooks Hill 1 at the moment, Bell Swans 1. Maybe some passage of play now for Bell Swans. Nice pass there from Goldsmith to find Newton. Newton another one to Paul, and he's trying to sneak it through to Cameron Lodge. It's snuffed out in the end, but they retained possession. Finlayson, bit of a slip there, but he regathers and now delivers a good ball in. Almost finds Goldsmith. Newton, some great work there in the midfield. Slides in, wins the ball. Cameron Tapp giving a bit of a hopeful pass over to Cameron Lodge. Runs over the sideline. And although Cooks Hill probably made more of the chances in this early part of the first half, you can't count out Bell Swans, we just saw earlier as well. Almost like half chances become full chances for them.
Yeah, that's the case when you have 2 clinical strikers in Lee Ashton and Ty Goldsmith. Any chance becomes a real good chance for them. And they both buried their opportunities early in the game.
You don't have to go past either Clayton Poole for Bell Swans, such a notable name from years gone by in the NBN State League, as it was known back then, the NPL top tier. Had some fantastic years playing for Hamilton Olympic. He was also the grand final hero last year, scored a hat-trick. There's a little bit of a bicycle there. I'm not sure if he connected at all, Corey Wilson. I have a feeling that Cameron Lodge may have denied him the chance.
Wouldn't that have been something unreal?
There was actually a chance earlier in the 23s game where Riley Ferguson for Kahaiba tried a bicycle kick. He actually made a bit of contact there. I'm not sure Corey Wilson did on that occasion, but trying it nonetheless. As I said as well, Cooks Hill going for 3 championships in one day, in one season. It would be an incredible achievement if they can do it. I believe the last team to actually make 3 grand finals was Maitland back in 2013 in the NewFM Northern League 1. However, they didn't win all three grades. Cooks Hill had that opportunity to now. There's a nice ball there from Rains. It hasn't been dealt with though. Nick Russell. Rains again proving to be a handful for Bell Swans. Another delicious ball into the box there, right onto the penalty spot. Made it hard for Will Reeves to deal with. Connor's winning the header for Cameron Tapp to just knock it back to Mitch Cook. I was saying as well about Graham Law, he said during the week that the boys, considering that they've been playing for so long and it's maybe their last game altogether as a group, that they're very keen to obviously go out on a winner. And what's been an incredible era for Cooks Hill. Almost an empire they've built now as Marty Rains, brilliant off the ground, keeps the ball, so does Daniel Johnson. Marty Rains is proving the danger man, isn't he, for Cooks Hill so far? Clements. Yaxley going infield and wins a free kick. Hasn't been all too many free kicks in this game, which has been nice to see. A nice flow of football, which is we want to see from these two sides as well, because once they get going, it is attractive football to watch. Wilkinson now looking for Marty Rains. Connor's just too tall for him on that occasion when he in there. Goldsmith, he's trying to vacate himself out wide. Maybe a chance here if he can get it back on the end of it again. He does. Cohen coming back around again. He takes him on. Left foot is free now. Blocked in the end. Maybe back on the right foot though. That one goes too high. Felt like he may have just took that split second too long on his left foot to get the shot away. I think it was Tyler Cohen in the end who was originally beaten. Did well to get back there and get the block in.
Yeah, it's an underrated part of his game, Ty Goldsmith. He's got such silky feet in the box, and he can make defenders just dive in him and create a little space for him in the box where he gets a lot of his shots off.
Very deceptive as well, you could say, that you don't often think he'd be able to pull off.
Deceptively fast.
Yes, as I heard for years and years while playing with him. Lots of opposition were a bit shocked by him when first playing him. Cohen now.
Just touching back on Marty Rains, Q. They picked him up from the Canberra NPL League. Here he is again.
Might be able to get a shot away. Does, is blocked though. Bell Swans for now able to get the ball away. Yeah, he's a new addition to the squad this year, isn't he?
Yeah, they picked me up from Belmont United, a Canberra NPL team, and he was missing for a large part of the first half of the season with an injury, and since he's come back into the squad, he's formed a really good partnership with Lee Ashton. They seem to really gel well together as a strike partnership, and he's proven today what a quality player he is.
Same with Nick Russell as well. Nick Russell again having a stellar season, scoring 15 goals from the regular season. Last year's Golden Boot winner as well, Nick Russell. Probably arguably the player of the year as well, one of the best in the competition. Cam Lodge now almost troubled the defence. Deft header there from Yaxley, and he might be able to get it back on the ball again. He can't. Bell Swans snuff it out, and some strong challenges going on down there the short sideline. Now Johnson, a good ball in behind. Connors has to track back and wins it in the end. Wilson now a bit uncautious with the ball now. Marty Rains is trying to get that over to Yaxley. I think he was offside regardless. Back and forth football at the moment. Almost 30 minutes gone in this first half in the NewFM Northern League 1 Grand Final. Yaxley punished off the ball there from Corey Wilson. And Lodge doing well also. Mick Stafford a bit angry, you can hear on the sideline as well. I think he's wanting his side to keep the ball a bit more. Giving it away too easy at the moment. Not really mounting any kind of pressure onto the Cooks Hill defence. It's been a fast game too, hasn't it?
Very lively opening so far.
Two early-ish goals for both sides, only minutes apart from one another. Lee Ashton was the first to score. Rather opportunistic goal, just fell nicely for him from a through ball, and he popped it away. Didn't need to be asked twice, and then Ty Goldsmith almost in similar fashion, just I think it was 3 minutes later, he pounced on the end of an opportunity. A bit more of an acute angle than Lee Ashton's was, but tucked it into the side of the goal, levelled the scores, and here we are now 1-1 in the grand final. Anyone's game at the moment. Chris Gazzard, he's the man behind the free kick. From a Walls End man, he's won this grand final a lot in his time. Goldsmith, he flicks it up into the danger area. Still there and thereabouts, but cleared away eventually. Balcom, who was one of the 4 Cooks Hill players, part of the NewFM Northern League 1 Team of the Year. Dan Clements with it now. Takes on Wilson. And then Cameron Tapp comes through, but the rebound falls into a dangerous spot for Bell Swans. However, we get rid of it, but Chris Gazzard, he's duffed the kick. And then Ash Balcom's just slid through a bit of a sandwich there. Knocked away there from Tapp in the end. Well, it was a big win as well for Cooks Hill in the semi-finals. Also for Bell Swans, 6-0 win on aggregate against West Walls. And they had a tight 1-0 first leg at Johnston Park, and then the second leg just blew them away. The 5-0 victory. Another dominant fixture that was for the Swans.
Yeah, Bell Swans really showed how fit of a team they are. They just ground out West Walls in that first half, really solid defensive effort, and then just put on the goals in the second. Westy did go a man down with Blake Redmond getting sent off, but once that happened, they got so much space in the midfield and just opened the game really opened up for them, and they managed to put away a few really good goals and really bring them into some good form heading into this game.
Cameron Lodge, he was one of the goal scorers last week. He's been good again today so far in the first part of this match. Third of the way through. There's already a couple of hands on hips and boys taking their time with throw-ins and goal kicks and things like that so far. So just shows you how quick so far the game has been. Maybe a couple of tired legs already starting to show in usual games.
Yeah, you can really tell it's a grand final. You can just feel this game has a lot more riding on it, and the substitutions will come into it a lot at the back end of the game with players getting tired as well.
Corey Wilson, massive tackle there on the close sideline. There's Clayton Poole now. There's a bit of space here. They can get it away. Poole now, he's got Lodge on his outside. The ball got caught underneath his feet, but he ends up getting it to Goldsmith. Goldsmith trying to take on Wilkinson now. Still with it. Wilkinson behind him. Now finds Gazzard. Gazzard thinking twice about putting in a ball into the area. He's got Reece Newton, who he looks for now. Newton's got some space to get across in. Bit long though. Wilkinson putting it back in the danger area. Wasn't a real decisive header, but they were able to get away with it in the end. Some good work there from Daniel Johnson, and now a long ball looking for Rains. Mark Finlayson brings him down. Has he won the ball? He hasn't. What colour card is this going to be then? Yellow. On the edge of the box there, and the Cooks Hill coaching staff, they're not too happy about that. They think he deserved a red.
That was just a fantastic ball from Dan Johnson there. That's his pet play, looking over to his left shoulder and pinging out a pinpoint pass to Marty Rains there on the left flank, and Mark Finlayson with the last-ditch tackle there unfortunately collected Marty Rains and gave away the free kick, but the ball from Dan Johnson really set that up.
I think I have to agree with the ref as well. I think that's a good call on the yellow card. I don't think that was worth a red. I think he, usually in those situations, if you're the last man and you're making those kinds of challenges and you're nowhere near the ball or you're not even playing with the ball, that deserves a red. But in that case, I think he was pretty damn close to winning that ball then.
Yeah, fair call. He wasn't exactly in on goal, but it was a goal scoring chance, that's for sure. So yellow card was just reward there.
Now a chance now for Johnson. It was dipping, but it wasn't dipping fast enough. Just tips the top of the net as it flies on through. In the Jack McLaughlin Oval now, looking absolutely superb, we should mention as well. This fantastic work. Credit to the Edgeworth Eagles groundsman here, or ground staff, whoever looks after this field. It is in top-notch condition this season, especially with some other grounds around the region maybe aren't looking so green and so smooth. It's been a bit colder around here there. It's been a nice sunny day. Breeze starting to come through now. You note as well quite a bit of green and gold, yellow and green spread across the ground as well. Not all too much black and white though. Seems to be that in terms of fan support, Bell Swans are certainly outnumbering that of Cooks Hill. There's some behind us as well in the stands, but it still suggests that Bell Swans probably have a few more fans here than the Cookers. Clayton Poole. Dangerous ball into the box, might find Lodge. Carmen in the end was the man who knocked it over the byline. And a corner to Carmen. This is Clayton Poole's danger area.
Yeah, this is where he really likes them.
I think you'd rather give a free kick to Clayton Poole than a corner, the way he's going at the moment from them. He certainly knows how to curl them into a dangerous area. I know that Cooks Hill will be wary of it. Poole a bit long this time though, and way too long in the end. Straight over the goal. Almost a curse of the commentator, you could say. We're sitting here bigging up his corners, and he goes and produces one like that for us. You just have to take our word for it. He can hit them into the goal. But Jack Wilkinson, he wants it short, and he's going to get it short. Bell Swans backing off a little bit there, just letting them come at their defence, and then cut out there instead. That's exactly what they want, the Bell Swans boys. Poole now hassling Balcom, and Balcom gives it away. Now a ball in behind, looking for Lodge. Clements is going to try and hope it goes over the line, but instead it might fall into a bit of a dangerous area. I think it was Jared Johnson who did well to come through there and clear the danger. Mitch Cook, solid challenge on Marty Rains. And Layson, long ball, looking for Tap back into the area. Just went over the top of Cameron Lodge's head. Tap working hard again, battling there with Yaxley. He came off second best. And Yaxley came off second best from Corey Wilson there. He might be getting a card as well, he does. 2 yellow cards now for Bell Swans. And that one almost a bit of retribution for the earlier challenge, or the earlier hit on Cameron Tappy's teammate. Corey Wilson, a bit of a hard as nails defender. He's not going to let his teammates get knocked around like that. There'll be a chance here again. Connors snuffs it out and knocks it down the ground. Finds Tap. His header not going to anyone though. Nick Russell unmarked over the far side. That's who they find. Plays it in behind to Rains. Rains getting everywhere at the moment. Gets the ball in, but it's not good at all. Behind the goal. Goal kick to come.
There's been a bit of a momentum shift in this game. Cooksville had a lot of the early running, and Bell Swans have really turned the tide a bit, and it's a very even game now. And they've created some opportunities of their own at the other end as well.
Potentially solidifying their defence a little bit more, Bell Swans, because we saw a few holes gaping in the early parts of the game. Not so much in the last 20 minutes or so. Bell Swans, I guess as well, not so much either, but it looked a bit more threatening than that of Cooks Hill, despite Cooks Hill probably having the majority of possession, you could say. Ball in behind, looking for Balcom. He might find him. One is bearing down on him, though. Pressures him, and he finds Marty Rains in behind. Good ball in the box, knocked away from Mitch Cook. Lodge, he tried to get rid of it, but just put it back up in the air instead. Not dealt with just yet. Rains, again, giving it away there, giving a bit of a potential goal-scoring opportunity away with a poor cross. And you have to think as well, if Bellswans can continue cancelling out Cooks Hill, we know Cooks Hill like to very much build off their attack rather than their defence. They have scored a lot of goals, haven't been the best defensively this season, but if they're scoring goals, that's all they need. So if you think if Bellswans can just continue to keep them out, keep them to one goal and keep it level, that works in their favour. Maybe they'll be able to nab a goal later on.
The goal for Bellswans really settled their nerves, I believe, and really set their tone for their performance. I think they've really muscled it up now, and they're starting to really get stuck into the challenges and not let Cooks Hill just dominate possession.
Maybe a chance here, though. Nick Russell, he's slipped in behind the defence. He's got Lee Ashton bearing down into the middle of the box. Cuts it back, though, to Marty Rains. He's free for shot! And off the upright. He falls to his knees. He knows that was a goal-scoring chance. And it's gone begging.
There's another fantastic ball over the top there. That's the Cooks Hill way, the transition play that they do, the quick counter-attacking, releasing Nick Russell there. And Marty tried to tee out Marty Rains, and Marty Rains hitting the post there, very unlucky with his shot.
He's had a few opportunities now, Marty Rains, as well, and they've all gone begging. He'll be a bit filthy with himself because he's played very well to get in those positions, but it's just the execution at the last not there at the moment. He's turned into a brick wall there in Mark Finlayson. Had no idea he was there, and fair challenge as well. Good work from the referee to let it go. Now Ty Goldsmith with it. Right boot. I think he was trying to get the outside of the boot there. Instead, almost the middle. Cameron Taff, though, that's giving the ball away. Maybe a bit of tired leg starting to set in now, but great work from Cameron Lodge. He's on the ground a bit hurt. They're going to play on, though. The Bellswan boys had the ball. And I wonder now, Cooks Hill are going to play on. No, it's just going to... Tom's just going to be stopped for now. And looks, Cameron Lodge is actually okay in the end. And he's getting a couple of jeers from the Cooks Hill faithful in the stand behind him. May have been milking that one a little bit to try and get a free kick, or maybe a card given. It's got to frustrate you as well as a referee, surely, that when you stop the game like that and he ends up not being heard after all.
But Cam Lodge is a real tireless player for Bellswans. He makes up so much yardage with his running game, and he gets really stuck in with those challenges, just as you saw just then. And he's still young and still got a lot of development still to go, and he's really one for the future for Bellswans. He's finally got his chance in first grade, and now he's playing in a grand final.
Yeah, often last year came off the bench for them and added that spark going forward. This year he's been much more of a starter in the team. Been playing that attacking mid position, switching in between attacking mid and the striker role. Now Mitch Cook unable to sort it out with Luke Connors about who was going to get that ball then, and in the end Ash Balcom got it, but he gave it away to Bellswan's goalkeeper Will Reeves, who's just taking his time with it now as we tick closer and closer to half time. Not long to go now. Almost hitting stoppage time. Maybe some more chances still to come though. Ty Goldsmith. Tyler Cohen was bearing down on him. Tipped it over the sideline. Paul, I'm not sure if he's going to look for a long throw here. He is in the end. Cameron Lodge is trying to angle it into the box. Corey Wilson there, touch letting him down. And that's going to do us for the first half, the referee says. It is 1 apiece here in the NewFM Northern League 1 Grand Final. An early goal, or an early-ish goal, we should say, around the 17th minute mark to Lee Ashton, was then cancelled out not long after by Ty Goldsmith. Puts us all square in this one, and really, Jimmy, not too much to separate them.
Yeah, really tight contest that first half. Both sides showing their quality. Both sides getting a quality goal as well with clinical finishes, and they're proven to be the best sides, and obviously, and it makes up for a really exciting second half now.
Yeah, well, as you predicted early on, an extra time win for Belmont still on the cards, it looks at the moment. Nothing to separate them so far. We're going to have a break just like the players. Make sure you don't go anywhere, though, because we have an absolutely enthralling second half still to come here at Jack McLaughlin Oval in here on Bar TV Sports. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back here to Jack McLaughlin Oval, the usual home of the Edgeworth Eagles. Today, though, the venue for the NewFM Northern League 1 Grand Final. And we are all square here. One apiece for Cooks Hill United and for Bell Swans. And it sets up a huge second half and one that could go either way. Thank you for joining us once again here on Bar TV Sports. My name is Quentin Connors, also known as Q. I am joined by the league correspondent for the NewFM Northern League 1, Jimmy Ward. Mate, first half, as we said, very thrilling, very fast-paced. Second half, though, still everything to play for. Are you still going to stay with your prediction of Bell Swans to win an extra time?
Yeah, I'll stay with that prediction. I think Bell Swans is just such a fit side, and they can last a distance as well. But in saying that, Cooks Hill, with their attack, they're going to create chances this half, and whether they take them or not, it's up to them. But we're definitely in for a great second half. It sets up a really, really good match to watch here, and both teams will be gunning. There's so much history on the line. Both teams will be gunning for some history.
As we said, Bell Swans, they're looking to get their second championship in a row. They won last year's grand final, lost the 2 years before that. This is their fourth straight game in the big dance. Cooks Hill, well, they came first for the third time in a row. They were the premiers for the third year in a row. This is their second grand final in 3 years. Ty Goldsmith to get us underway once again here at Jack McLaughlin Oval. As we said, 1 goal each so far. How this finishes up in 45 minutes time, though, who knows? Could even be even longer than that before we get a winner. Been a great season once again in the NewFM Northern League 1. Some upsets, some thrills and spills along the way. The grand final is shaping up to be a reflection of that as well. Good ball into the box. Yaxley unable to really do much with it. Now Chris Gazzard hoofing it down the field. Jack Wilkinson with it. He was one of the players of the team of the year this season.
Yeah, Jack's had a fantastic year at the back. Really been a leader out from the back for Cooks Hill, and he's been really pivotal for their season in defence. And their defence has been rock solid. Obviously, Bell Swans had the better of the statistic in that regard, but still, Jack Wilkinson, and I spoke to Graham Law about him, and he said he was one of their players of the year for sure as well.
Yeah, he's been the one constant variable as well, you could say, for that defence, because there's been a few change-ups of sorts as well. Tom Leolio and Alex Gillespie. Now a chance here for Ashton. He might be able to get it back to Marty Raines. Doesn't in the end. Still with it. Luke Connors does enough to put him off his shot.
Yeah, good little half chance there for Ashton early in the second half, and just blazed his shot over the bar.
A lot of green and gold behind the goals there of Will Reeves. They'll be hoping he can keep a clean sheet in this second half. It was a nice early goal from Lee Ashton, about the 16th minute, to score the opening of the game. Jumped on a half chance, made it a full chance, did extremely well to pop it away. But then not long after, it was Ty Goldsmith who equalled the game up. Almost in similar fashion as well. And close in, side of the goal. He's done it a whole lot in this season as Mitch Cook now knocks it down to Will Reeves, who pops it down the field again. Yaxley pressured by Wilson, and tap combines with Goldsmith. Turning Cooks Hill back around again. This is, as we said, the last game for Graham Law as well. He is going to be off to Charles Santazuri next year, the Cooks Hill coach, who's brought such success to the club in the short time he's been there. He's been there 3 years, and they've won 3 premierships, and you can see again today, not just the first grade side as well, all throughout the club, they have been the dominant side. They've won the grand final in each of the age groups. And if they can do it here today in first grade, there's a nice little flick from Marty Raines. If they can do it again in first grade, I think it might be one of the first times ever they've been able to, that side has been able to win all 3 grades. Punching challenge there from Mitch Cook onto Marty Raines. It's a bit worse for wear in getting up, taking his time.
Yeah, Graham's done such a fantastic job at Cooks, so really turned that club into a real force in the competition. Obviously the 2 grades winning early today, and then obviously the three-peat that have gone on and the success that they've had, and if they can keep the same core group of players for next year and the years to come with the great talented players that are coming through the ranks, they're going to be up there every year, and a testament to the whole club and what Graham's done at that club, and he's sure left a great legacy for Cooks Hill.
It's Ty Goldsman now, searching ball into the box, but it's going to be picked up in the wind, I think it was, and fell nicely for Jake Hamilton. As I said earlier as well, it's like a helicopter, the Westpac helicopter going over the field. As I said earlier as well about Graham Law, spoke to him during the week, and he said it was such a massive occasion for the club because for the playing group particular, the first grade side that spent so many years together and conquering this league, and this probably will be the last time they're all together. Some players might follow Graham, some players might leave with Graham as well into different pastures. And obviously the coaching staff as well leaving on as well, so it might be the last time that they're all together. Are we wanting to go out on a winner? Corner kick to come though for Bell Swans. They'll know that they can pounce a goal here. They have the ability to strike when you think they're no chance of scoring. Clayton Poole now as well, going to take this corner with his right foot. Unfamiliar foot for him, his weaker foot. It doesn't seem weak at all. It's into the danger area. Cleared away almost from Cooks Hill. And back onto it again, Clayton Poole with it. He's got Nick Russell bearing down in on him. And there's a bit of a coming together there from Clayton Poole and Nick Russell. Not sure what's happened over there. Clayton's getting a yellow card. Nick Russell is on the ground. I'm not exactly sure what has prompted that to happen. He's still on the ground.
Yeah, there's a little bit of push and shove there from the boys, but how's that from Clayton Poole? Taking corners right and left footed. That shows real talent.
They're doing them well. I think as well. I think anyone could take them with both feet, can't they? It just depends on where they go.
That is correct, yeah.
But yeah, then suddenly just must have been something on that challenge there. Clayton Poole wasn't exactly happy. I'm not sure if something was said or maybe something that we didn't see from Nick Russell, but it's going to be a yellow card there. We've seen red cards given out for those before as well. So
is that 3 now for Bell Swans players?
Three yellow cards. Clayton Poole getting the third, one for Cameron Lodge, I believe, as well, and another for Corey Wilson. Maybe wrong in those though, but that's what I think from memory. A bit of a slower start to this second half than the first. First they started very frantic. Now it's maybe a battle of attrition. Who has more endurance? Lee Ashton now. He's got the ball. Puts it back onto his right foot. Finds Ash Balcom. Here's the first time. It's swirling around, but it was looking like it was always going to go over the crossbar. That's the way it ended up as well.
Yeah, Lee Ashton showing his work rate there to win the ball back and teeing up the Ash Balcom. He got good connection, just a bit too high in the end, going over the crossbar.
We know he can score though. He scored 11 goals this season, and he's been a rather vital player. Always comes up in big games as well. He's been one of the men who's always features on team sheets when they're up against those top 4 sides. Goldsmith looks long, but instead it hits Nick Russell. Falls though for Cameron Lodge. He's dispelled in the end. And the Cookers back with their foot on the ball. Jack Wilkinson taking his time before spreading it over to Dan Yaxley. You can't control that one. And the Bell Swans fans over the far side of the field giving it to Yaxley there.
Yeah, just touching back on Ash Balcom, he's been a really reliable player under Graham Law's tenure at the club. I believe he played left back a lot of last season as well, and he's been really a facilitator. Now he's been given his preferred role in midfield, and he's really taken his opportunity really well. Obviously 11 goals this year from midfield and been really crucial to the Cookers' attack.
Connor's edges knocking it back down the field. Both sides aren't able to really get much of the link-up play that we saw in the first half with quick little passes and retention of possession. It's almost a bit scrappy at the moment, which grand final can often turn into when both sides are a little bit cagey to get out and actually take on the other team because you're a bit scared. You just don't want to lose. The chance here now. Yaxley. Long ball. It's going to go to absolutely no one except for Will Reeves in his hands.
Yeah, both sides just kind of testing the water at this early stage of the second half. Not pushing too many numbers forward because they don't want to concede early and go a goal down. So, but it should liven up very soon, obviously.
The longer it stays 1-1, I think the feistier this game might become between these two rivals. The tale of the tape. A term actually coined by Cooks Hill player Tom Liolio, one of the jokers of the club. A legend of the club, though, that's hit the hands there of Dan Clements. He was on the ground, and not much he could really do about it, but it's in a dangerous position anyway for Bell Swans to get this ball into the box. Chris Gazzard's the man who's going to saunter on over to it.
Yeah, Gazzard loves him from this area. With his right foot swinging in towards the keeper, but look for either Ty or Reece Newton to get on the end of this one.
A few Bell Swan boys in the box, making their moves now, and it's a looping ball in. Mark Finlayson! He nods it on, and he gives the Bell Swan boys the lead.
What a ball from Chris Gazzard there, finding out Mark Finlayson unmarked in the box, and he buried his header past Jake Hamilton. What a goal. 2-1 to Bell Swans.
From point blank range as well, it was unmarked. Not much that Jake Hamilton can do about it in goals. I think he may have got a touch on this way through, but he was just so close to the goal that Finlayson isn't going to miss those. He scored last week against West Wallsend in their 5-0 drubbing, and he scores again in the grand final. They have the advantage.
He's been such a good player for Bell Swans this year, Mark Finlayson. A real leader at the back, and deservedly earned his spot on the right side of the back line in the team of the year. So he's had such a great campaign, and yeah, 2 goals in his last 2 and a goal on grand final day. What a year for Mark Finlayson.
But even better if he can clinch the championship. He's helped get an advantage for it. Now Bell Swans, let's see if they can push on, maybe get a third one and give themselves a bit of a cushion. Cooks Hill, they'll be needing to get back into this and needing to get back into it quickly. We saw in the first half, as soon as Bell Swans went behind, they scored it to equalise. Cooks Hill will be looking to do the same.
The ball from Gazzard there was just exceptional, wasn't it, Q?
Brilliant free kick. And as you said, he's very good on free kicks. You said that before when he was walking over to it, that that's his range there to take it into dangerous areas. As Corey Wilson there, a bit of a juggle as he's almost falls over the signage there. Gives away a corner kick. Bell Swans now, maybe we're only just 10 minutes into this second half. Still a long time to go. They won't be parking the bus of sorts, switching off in attack and just focusing on defence, but surely that's going to be a major focus now from Mick Stafford's side. Russell, low corner in, flicked on by, I think it was Lee Ashton to welcome. Now back in by Russell. He's just coming out. He doesn't really collect it or anything. Did enough, though, to get it from the danger. And now maybe a chance here. Cameron Tapp's got a lot of real estate in front of him. Pushes it out to Ty Goldsmith. The ball went behind him, and now it's given Cooks Hill time to get behind. And now they're just taking their time, but Ty Goldsmith gives the ball away cheaply. And the pace has changed in this one. Is he onside? He's not onside. Lee Ashton. Bit of a coming together there. I'm not sure you can really blame Will Reeves for that one. He wasn't probably entirely sure that was offside, although Lee Ashton is a bit worse for wear now on the ground. Almost bringing the offside trap on that occasion. I thought he might have been onside.
Yeah, so did I. It would have been a very close call. The assistant had a really tough call there to make, and yeah, Lee Ashton unfortunately offside and got collected as a result.
Yeah, he's not looking too good at the moment, which is... Not sure if he's landed awkwardly on something or it was the initial collision. And the game just frantically opening up now after that second goal from Bell Swans, hasn't it? It's now full throttle.
Yeah, well, goals do that in football matches, especially in grand finals. Momentum's such a key thing in grand finals, and Bell Swans taken their chances really well today.
We mentioned as well that they both sides maybe a bit cagey, considering that it was a 1-1 scoreline, and neither really wanted to push on and leave themselves vulnerable at the back. Now that they have that goal, Cooks Hill are going to be forced to chase this game. Good football there to get it, and this is where they might come alive now. Spreading it over to Russell, but given away. Goldsmith were staying on side, but not on the same page as Newton. He wanted the ball in behind. Goldsmith wanted it to his feet. Johnson now on this close sideline. Finding Balcom, has fell back to Johnson. Now his touch has gone to Russell. Russell was looking for a shot on goal.
That's really dangerous territory there for Belmont, getting Nick Russell ball on his left peg.
Yeah, he can be
loves
so
it in there.
dangerous, can't he, on that left
He's
foot?
got such a thunderous left drive. Such a weapon for Cooks Hill.
Corey Wilson dealing with that cross there. And there's a lot of space now for Bell Swans when they're going forward again on the attack. Can Goldsmith find Lodge? Lodge is unmarked, still there. Finds him with the outside of the boot. Lodge now finds for tap. But his shot goes straight to Hamilton.
Yeah, Bell Swans having some joy in the counter attack. Dan Clemens getting caught out there, and Ty Goldsmith's finding Cam Lodge. But a good cover defence there by Cooks Hill to recover and stop the attack.
Well, it can often happen with that 3 at the back system that they play with. They obviously have the 2 wing backs or 2 wingers that often track back and defend, but primarily just 3 at the back. And they're getting caught out at the moment. Ty Goldsmith getting rather vacant without the ball. They're going to have to tighten that up in that area because they go down 2 goals. It might be all she wrote for the Cookers. Cam Lodge looking for that one, and then the free kick getting given away from him. And I think Cam Lodge is on a yellow card, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
so that's a bit
careful.
risky.
You don't want to be going down 10 men in a grand final, that's for sure, against a very lively Cooks Hill side.
Well, he was the one I was a bit iffy about. I'm not sure if he actually has a yellow card, so we'll see. But if he is on a yellow card, you don't want to be doing that. As the first substitution of the match is made, it's going to be Dan Yaxley coming off in the grand final, and coming on is Alex Gillespie for Cooks Hill. Alex Gillespie, usually a fullback as well, so it's an interesting choice of
Replaced by number 4, Alex Gillespie.
substitution for Cooks Hill. Whether he's going to be playing in a defensive role or whether he's going to be playing as a winger, that's interesting. Is Nick Russell now, his free kick is well swept up there by Will Reeves.
Yeah, Gillespie usually plies his trade as a centre back, so you might see Cooks Hill resort back to a 4 at the back formation here and look to push more men forward.
Well, looks like he has worked back into that centre back role. Tyler Curran, though, isn't really becoming a left back at the moment. Still 3, although he's working his way there now. They may be just, as you said, looking to have a bit more going forward now. Or maybe realise as well that they were a bit empty when on that counter attack. Maybe just trying to get 4 men behind the ball. Cameron Tapp with the ball, maybe looking for a long throw. It's a very long throw into Ty Goldsmith. He nods it on, looking for Lodge. I think Goldsmith wanted a penalty for a foul on Lodge, but I don't think there was anything there to talk about.
That was some throw there by Cameron Tapp to find Goldsmith there too.
Long throw specialist, you could say. I think on this occasion, though, Cameron Tapp has given away a free kick on Jared Johnson. A bit late there on his sliding challenge. We're approaching the halfway mark of this second half. Just over the 60th minute mark. Cooks Hill behind. Although we know that even when they are behind, they don't rule them out. Johnson, dipping ball in. Someone's gone down in the box here. I think it was Alex Gillespie. A couple of shouts for a penalty, but nothing given. Cooks Hill Lee Ashton working back there to make sure his team retain possession. Another ball into the box, a dangerous area. Nick Russell, too long for him.
Nick Russell's moved over to the right side. Looked for him to cut back onto his left and get some more shots off on goal.
Yes, seems that he's gone out to the right wing, and maybe Tyler Cohen now playing as a left winger of sorts. Maybe just a roaming left back, left winger.
Yeah.
Graham Law pulling out the variations on formations in this situation at the moment. Reece Newton flicking it on. Now battling in there with Dan Clements. Wins it in the end, and still Bell Swans with the ball as Ty Goldsmith cleans up and then swings it out wide to Mark Finlayson. He's got some space in front of him. Goes to Clayton Poole. Poole's got Finlayson, came back on the inside of him, but elects to go to Tap instead. Tap to the unmarked Ty Goldsmith. He's onside. No, he's not onside. He's offside. There's a bit of a chance here as well. You can almost just see that gaps beginning to break as Cooks Hill search for that equaliser. That maybe Bell Swans, there's a chance here somewhere for them to go 2 up. And if they do go 2 up, I'm not sure Cooks Hill have the prowess at the moment to get back into it. What they're throwing at Bell Swans at the moment isn't exactly working, as you can see there once again, straight over the sideline.
Yeah, you don't want to be giving Ty Goldsmith free space in the box. He was offside on that occasion, but dangerous signs for Cooks Hill.
Wilson now, trying a long throw of his own. Another one as well to Reece Newton, but there's one out there from the Cooks Hill defence.
Just touching on Reece Newton, Q. He's been one of the players of the year for Bell Swans, and here he is in attack.
He's still with it as well. And then knocked off the ball there illegally, says the referee. And now a bit of a push and shove from Reece Newton and Alex Gillespie coming together from many players coming in now. And to be honest, if I was Bell Swans, I'd be getting out of this, because you don't want to get Cooks Hill. You don't want to change your focus to allow Cooks Hill back into the game. At the moment, Bell Swans are well and truly on top.
Yeah, you can tell there's plenty of feel in this grand final, Q.
Bit of push and shove from both sides there. Referees discussing exactly what's going on. I'm not sure if any yellow cards are going to be brandished. There wasn't all too much given from each. Although there's going to be one now. It's going to go to Reece Newton, and it might go as well to Alex Gillespie. Yes, he's going to get one as well, the substitute. So one apiece for both sides. I think that's the first as well for Cooks Hill.
But another free kick in a dangerous position, Q. Ty Goldsmith stepping up here, I believe.
We also got Clayton Poole behind it as well, who can also hit a free kick. Ty Goldsmith, though, this is his range. This is where he would love to have it from. If you're in training and you just want to get one free kick, this is the area that you wanted it.
He scored one very similar against South Carter from a very similar position on that day, and curled one into the top right corner. So
go either way.
He's definitely got it in his locker.
You go left or right of the keeper. Which way will he go? Go to the right, and it's in! Ty Goldsmith with maybe the crucial third goal, and gives Bell Swans a 2-goal cushion in the grand final. Unbelievable. Cometh the hour, cometh Ty Goldsmith.
What a player. He just pulled that one out of his locker, another free kick, and he's put 2 goals on grand final day. What a signing.
Goldsmith!
Well, what a chance now for Bell Swans to take out the grand final. They are 2 goals ahead. They have all the momentum. Cooks Hill definitely needing to get one back and get one back quickly to have any chance of winning this grand final. Clayton Poole, he seemed like he had gone down with something, but it's not to be. Ash Balcom there. This game has come alive with a 2-goal lead to Bell Swans. Corey Wilson now just almost running into a bit of a cul-de-sac and having to turn around. And it may prove well for Belmont to just get their foot on the ball a little bit at the moment and just take the sting out of the game.
Yeah, they've got that 2-goal cushion now thanks to Ty Goldsmith, but what a free kick. That's just... that's the pressure environment. You put a striker and he buried it.
We were saying that was his perfect range, and it proved to be, didn't it? A brilliant free kick goal in the grand final. It doesn't get much more pressurised than that, and he's lived up to it. Is now across into the box. Cleared away. Maybe a chance though for Russell. Maybe handball. It is handball. And a twist in the tail still to come. And it's going to go to Corey Wilson, which means a red card. In the space of minutes, this grand final tie has turned on its head.
Wow. We talked about Belmont potentially going down to 10 men, and it's happened now, and Cooks Hill really have a chance to get back into this contest.
Well, what a moment that is. Just minutes after going ahead by 2 goals, Corey Wilson, their captain, shown a second yellow card for a handball in the box. Penalty to be taken now from Nick Russell. And if he scores this, Cooks Hill definitely back in with a chance. He has to score though. Bell Swans fans all behind the goal trying to put him off. Nick Russell with the goal. 3-2 here in the grand final.
This match has just sprung into life, Q. 2 quick goals. Unfortunately there for Belmont losing to playing Corey Wilson. But Cook's still right back into this contest. You can't count out the premiers.
Which way is this one going to go? I have no idea.
By Nick Russell.
And you would think now, though, with a player down for Bell Swans, there's going to be defence as the order of the day. They're going to be focusing everything on keeping Cook Swans out, Cooks Hill out, I should say, for the rest of the game. As Ty Goldsmith is trying to launch a shot down the ground, probably not the best option. Cooks Hill will be feeling revitalised of sorts, resurgent.
Yeah, the momentum now all with Cooks Hill. They've got 11 against 10 now, and they'll definitely fancy their chances.
Long ball, Cameron Tapp, he's unable to really rise above that one. Nick Russell happy to have the corner. It seems the scoreboard as well has gone out here at Jack McLaughlin Oval, so we're not really sure how long to go in this one. From what I think is about 20 minutes remaining. Maybe a bit less than that. You'll know on your screens. Nick Russell now floating corner into the box. It's found the back of the net, but the referee's going to cancel it. Foul on Bell Swans. I think some Cooks Hill fans are still thinking it's a goal. It's not a goal. It's a free kick.
Looked to be a push in the box there from a Cookers player in the attack, and they put it away but cancelled out by the ref. Controversial call, but...
A drama here at Jack McLaughlin. There's a bit of a chill coming across the ground at the moment as the sun begins to go down, but the game is heating up here. Cohen, good ball in behind. Ashton trying to turn around. Still with the ball, finds Daniel Johnson on the edge of it. The edge of the box there, he finds Jared, and he puts the ball in. Will Reeves coming to collect. And now just taking his time with the goal kick as well. This is going to be the flavour of the game, you think, now for the rest of the remaining time in this one, in the 90. Bell Swans defence, Cooks Hill attack. Cameron Lodge losing his footing. Nick Russell just comes through and regains possession for the Premiers.
Yeah, you can never count out Cooks Hill, that's for sure. There was a game early in the year where they were down 4-1 against the Hyber side and ended up winning 5-4 on that day. With a remarkable comeback.
Well, yeah, down 4-1 with only about 15 minutes to go, and they pulled out one of the most ridiculous comebacks we've seen.
It was unbelievable, and they can manage to come back from 3-1 down here. On grand final day, he's certainly matching it, that's for sure.
Well, at the moment, the chips are in their favour. They've got a man extra as Tyler Cohen tries to just bash it into the box. It's Clayton Poole now taking them on. Jack Wilkinson wins it, but Cohen unable to keep it in. Cohen as well, I think you can see he's a little bit tired. He's out on his feet. He's turned it into a left back, into a left winger. Cameron Tapp as well. He's slid back into the defensive line for Bell Swans with Corey Wilson going off. Cameron Tapp's going to be playing left back. And it looks like they're just going to be playing with the one up front now with Ty Goldsmith, which means it's going to be all a lot going forward for Bell Swans. Ashton controls it. Back into Cullen. Good ball to find Rains. Rains trying to get it onto his left. Keeping it in. Johnson, and he just pops it up straight over the goal, although Will Reeves being a little bit threatened by it. Hit the top of the net.
Great ball there by Tyler Curran to find Marty Rains there. And Dan Johnson just scuffing his effort in the end, trying to swing a ball to the back post, but Cooks Hill really on the momentum charge now. They've got all the ascendancy in their favour.
A couple of chants below us as well for Cooks Hill from some of the younger players of the club. It's Ty Goldsmith, he's gone down, he's getting the free kick. Just a bit beyond a goal scoring opportunity, you'd think. Maybe just trying to get some boys into the box and endanger them. And it looks like Belson's going to make their first substitution of the game. Chris Gazzard behind the free kick again.
Looks to be more of a defensive switch here, Q.
As the ball comes in, looking for back stick on Mark Finlayson. Might fall for Reece Newton. He flicks it around to Clayton Poole. He might going to go to the back stick. Once again, knocked away. Gazzard finding Goldsmith. Now he's got Clements behind him. He's just going to hold him off. Still with it. Maybe just going to take him on now, and he gets a free kick. He does. He's
done very well there, Goldsmith's earned a free kick there. And Gazzard, as we said before, loves him from this range. Yeah, the change here from Belsman's looks to be a defensive one. Still Harvey coming on. He's more of a defensive player.
Yeah, he's definitely more of a fullback as well. So it looks like maybe Cameron Tapp. No, it's going to be Mitch Cook actually coming off. So instead of taking off a midfielder and bringing on defender, it's defender for defender. Cameron Tapp to slot into the centre of the defence, which is an interesting one because Cook, obviously with his huge frame, has been rather strong in the air and deploying of and diffusing of players like Marty Rains and Lee Ashton, but Cameron Tapp a bit smaller. That'll be interesting to see how that one goes now. As a floating free kick comes in, not dealt with. Ty Goldsmith looking for a third.
That was a big chance there for Bell Swans.
Not long to go now. We're just under 15 minutes remaining in the NewFM Northern League 1 Grand Final here on Bar TV Sports. Bell Swans 3, Cooks Hill 2.
We're set for a grandstand finish here, Q. This is going right down to the wire. Cooks will throw everything at Bell Swans to try and get that equaliser.
Well, make sure you don't turn away from the screens at the moment, because we are in, as you said, Jimmy, for one hell of a finish. Cooks Hill with the extra man advantage, looking to try and use it by spreading the ball across field. Bell Swans keeping rather compact in the centre of defence. Jared Johnson now getting away from defenders and now chipping a ball into Russell, but it's too long.
Just going back to that substitution, Q. Obviously bringing on Still Harvey. Probably not a bad idea to bring some fresh legs into that defence.
Well, we should mention as well that where we originally said Cameron Tapp was going to be in the centre of defence, he's not actually. He's out right. And Mark Finlayson, who has played centre back basically his whole life until much of this season, he's gone into that position. So that's probably a much better management change there from Mick Stafford than we originally thought it was going to be. But Dan Clements scuffs his kick there over the sideline.
Yeah, Finlayson certainly knows how to play centre back, that's for sure. And he's been Mr. Consistent all year for Bell Swans, and he can do a job for them there in the centre back role. But they'll need a big performance out of him, that's for sure.
Ty Goldsmith now. Could he find his third and hat-trick ceiling goal? He's turning away from the Cooks Hill goal though, and he's might just keep it in the corner and gets a... No, I thought he was going to get a free kick instead. He's conceded a throw-in. Letting Cooks Hill off from the pressure there. Seemed like he might have been able to have a go at the Cooks Hill defence then and get in a goal scoring opportunity, but given away. But referee giving a free kick there to, I believe it was Cam Lodge there. Maybe Dan Johnson over that far side holding back Lodge from winning the ball. We're doing the last 10 minutes of action here at Jack McLaughlin Oval. Bell Swans looking to spoil Cooks Hill's party, a trifecta party where they have won the 19s and 23s grand final. Ball into the box. Not cleared away just yet, but Gillespie does so with the help of Nick Russell as well. Steele Harvey popping up well and now finding Poole. Poole's trying to send on Newton into a strong position. They've got the ball back once again. Tap just chipping it over the top. Not finding any of his teammates though. And rising well there is Chris Gazzard in the middle of the field. He'll finish today's game with a goal assist. Johnson and a crunching challenge there from Ty Goldsmith. Probably not entirely necessarily, and now a coming together between Dan Johnson and Ty Goldsmith. Remember that there's a couple of yellow cards already been dished out to players on the field here. There's one going to come in, I think, to Ty Goldsmith. But also one to Dan Johnson, so cards being brandished to multiple players on the field. It's almost hard to keep up now with who's got a yellow card.
Yeah, bit of an unnecessary challenge there by Goldsmith, and Zersley picks up the yellow card. And Goldsmith's very much on the affirmative of the defensive outlet now.
Well, yeah, as you said, Goldsmith probably didn't need to make that challenge. I mean, they're not in a goal-scoring position. Not like it had to be made, but Bolcombe now into the danger area, looking for Rains. Reeves comes through, and Tyler Cohen, it fell for him with a bit of an empty net. He would have been a hard shot to put away, but he didn't really make much of it. Straight over the goal.
Really good chance there for Cookers. Tyler Cohen just scuffing his shot in the end. Couldn't direct it on target, then open goal, pretty much begging at his mercy.
We had a couple of defenders around him, of course, but it was a bit of a hard shot, and let's not forget that he is a defender as well. Probably a defender's finish. Bell Swans hanging on by the skin of their teeth at the moment. It would be an incredible effort if they can continue to hold their 3-2 lead and take out another grand final title. Reece Newton now, he's got a lot of pressure bearing down on him. Finds Gazzard. Goldsmith. Newton, nice little touch to Lodge, and he's onside as well. Lodge looked like he might try and find Goldsmith. Corner kick to come though. And they won't be sending all too many bodies forward, you'd think. Focus needs to be defence for the Swannies.
This is the area of the field that they want to be in. Great work there by Newton to win the ball back in high positions. He's such a good player at doing that, and winning the ball back in those high areas, getting Bell Swans back onto the front foot.
Clayton Poole now. Looking to curl this free kick in. There's a bit of a duffed one though on his weaker foot. Mike Finlayson regathers though. Poole now trying to cut back on Tyler Cohen. Gets the rebound fortuitously over the sideline. Steele Harvey throws it into the chest of Reece Newton, but he can't keep control, and now maybe Cookers able to get on the offensive now. Lee Ashton going in circles. Keeping the ball though. Gillespie now to Wilkinson. Johnson now pressured by Newton, and he gets the ball back out to Curran, who then finds the unmarked Dan Johnson. The numbers game starting to pile up on Bell Swans. Clements to Balcombe. Into the box. It's not a good cross though. And they're running out of ideas, Cooks Hill. Almost entering the last 5 minutes of the 90.
Yeah, a bit of a tired cross there from Balcombe. They really needed a good delivery into the box there, but he just couldn't deliver that clinical ball that they needed. You can only feel they've only got a few opportunities left. Cooks Hill, time is running out.
Time is running out. We don't have long. Something needs to give for the Cookers. Looking to play it in behind to Curran, not working out. And you have to think as well, as now Gazard, I thought he was going to go with a pass over to Goldsmith. You have to think as well that if this game does go to extra time, if Cooks Hill can find a third goal, that they would definitely have all the momentum, considering the Bell Swans have played the last 10-15 minutes with a man down. We'll have to play another 30 minutes with a man down as well. You'd have to think that it would certainly fall in Cooks Hill's favour. Bell Swans will be doing everything they can not to let that happen. Newton tried to swing it wide to Harvey. Lodge now gets it. He goes on the volley. Might find the back of the net. Hits the crossbar instead twice, I think.
Wow, what a hit from Cam Lodge. He's so unlucky there. Great save from Jake Hamilton. That's one of the saves of the season to tip that over the bar.
Well, saved. It was onto the bar, and then I'm pretty sure it hit the crossbar twice. That's the kind of millimetres we're talking here with the spin of the ball as well. It was a nice little tip, only a fingertip save from Jake Hamilton to tip it onto the bar. Corner kick to come. Will that be a game-changing moment? If Cooks Hill can get one back, it certainly will be viewed as such for the Cookers. Ball into the box, cleared away. Clayton Poole not wanting to take that one and just letting it roll over the sideline. You have just under 5 minutes remaining. All still on the line. Goldsmith. He's got Jack Wilkinson. Or it's Tyler Curran actually bearing down on him, and there's a bit of a battle going on there, and instead Curran getting a bit frustrated, using his hands.
That's what they want at Bell Swans, right in those corners. Not giving Cookers any outlet, really. They've been pinned down here for quite a while now, Cookers, and want to get out soon.
Forces them to defend as well, and there's nothing more frustrating in these kind of situations where you're down a goal, you have an extra man as well, and you just can't get the ball back. There's nothing more frustrating for a side, and Bell Swans will be, as you can see again, holding it in the corner. But done well there from the Cookers' defence, getting the ball back. Not long to go. As we keep saying, we keep stressing. Bell Swans are just, I imagine, one eye on the clock, just begging for it to tick over. Cooks Hill wishing that time would stop. Johnson now. Wilkinson just looking for someone to make a run, to make a move. Marty Rains, can he somehow pull something out? Loses the ball, but it falls to Wilkinson. Now he's going to get a little bit more forward. Reece Newton with a sliding challenge. They swing it back out to Cohen, but it's too long. Tired legs starting to play a part. Cameron Tapp just taking all his time with the ball, with the throw in. Reece Newton now holds him off and allows Goldsmith to collect it. Now Goldsmith has got a host of Cooks Hill players around him, surrounded. Gazard does well, wins a free kick. They take a couple of more seconds off the clock.
The Bell Swans boys just keep showing up for each other, winning those crucial balls back there and really putting Cookers under the pump when they get the ball, which is crucial when you're a goal up.
We're just past in the 88th minute of play. There isn't going to be all too long. You'd think maybe 3 or 4 minutes of stoppage time, I'd have to predict. Cleared away there. Now Gazard just launching it back up. Hamilton's going to collect it. He's going to launch it in the field. He is going to launch it. Long way down the field as well, putting Harvey under pressure. Cleared away from Finlayson. It's going to be a case of getting all 10 players the Bell Swans have now behind the ball at all times. Got a lot of boys around the centre of the defence, just clogging up those passing lanes. They find one though with Marty Rains, and he finds Cohen. Cohen into the box. It's a long one. Bit too long for Russell. Dribbles over the sideline. And we're almost entering stoppage time. And it seems as well there's going to be 5 minutes of stoppage time to play as well. That we're getting told from the fourth official. Or at least 5 minutes of play still to go. Long shot. Goes wide from Cohen. Just trying to roll the dice at the moment with the Cookers. Anything that they can muster.
5 minutes is still a long time, Q. They'll still get a couple opportunities, Cooksville, you'd think.
They know how to come back from behind. We've stressed this before as well. Recent years. And this season especially, there's been many a game where they've come from behind and late on to win or draw, to get a result. Can't write them off until that final whistle goes. The Premiers are currently behind to last year's champions. Bell Swans hoping, praying that they can go back to back and they can hold on. Crooks Hill seems a fairy tale may not end the way they wanted it to. Goldsmith now just going to take it to the corner and smacks it into Bolcombe.
Very smart play there by Goldsmith.
Well, as you had to see on your screens as well, the time is in red. We are in stoppage time.
It's all or nothing now.
Bell Swans needing to just keep the ball. If they have the ball, Cookers can't score. They're battling to get it though, and they get the throw in. He swings it out, Curran with it. He's got a bit of space in front of him. Instead, just tries to hook it across the field. And it goes absolutely nowhere where he wants it to. Reeves just welcoming the pressure from Lee Ashton.
He's got the ball in some spaces, Tyler Curran. He's just come up with some poor options in the last 5 minutes of this game. And
or maybe some fatigue decisions as well. Lodge wins a header. Poole gets behind it. Strong challenge there from Steele Harvey, but he's not going to win the throw-in. It's going to go the other way.
they're going all out attack here.
Well, I think, is it a free kick or a throw-in? I thought it was a throw-in, but it's going to be a free kick. Well, the referee's saying take it back. Taking a bit more off the time. Well, now he stopped the time, it seems. On the watch. This may be one of the last chances Cooks Hill will have, and a good ball is needed. He's into a dangerous area. Reeves comes out and collects it, and he gets a free kick as well. It seemed like he did have it in his hands. And they'll take all the time in the world with this free kick now.
Just got to say, what a grand final we've been treated to today.
Absolutely spectacular.
What an unbelievable game.
Some of the goals I've seen has been back and forth, roller coasters of emotions everywhere. A red card, yellow cards.
The two best sides all year certainly delivered on grand final day. Testament to both teams for a great display.
Well, another chapter in this epic rivalry of sorts. Still might be a twist in the tail, though, for these two. Not done yet. Bell Swans with it again. Newton finds Harvey. Harvey's got a bit of pressure on him, and he just gives it away because of it. Gillespie. Jared Johnson now. They're going to try and spread the field once more. Positions have gone out the window. It's just everyone get up front. Anyone that can score in the middle. Looking for a cross in, but Clayton Poole keeps shutting them down. Now there's going to be a cross. Dangerous area, though. Will Reeves with a big catch in the air, denying that of Tyler Curran. They're pointing out to Ty Goldsmith out in the side of the field to give it to him. Instead, he goes down the middle, launching it with a long kick, though. And the plethora of Cooks Hill players still trying to come back. Ty Goldsmith goes down, gets a free kick. A position that will suit them as well, away from their goal. Surely not long left in this one. Almost ticking over the 5 minutes of stoppage time. Lodge just knocking it into the corner. Goldsmith, he was offside there. I think Bellswan thought they had just won the championship with that whistle. They're going to have to wait a little bit longer. Cooks Hill, though, we're hoping to wait even 30 minutes longer and they can get another goal. Cohen now. Swatching the ball over the far side. Ends up in Goldsmith's feet again, and he just knocks it into space. Just get it away from our goal, he says. All eyes seem to be maybe on the referee, just hoping that he blows the whistle. The Bell Swan fans, still Harvey battling there with Nick Russell.
Here we go. This could be it.
It's going to be a substitute to be made. Bell Swan fans again thinking that was the full-time whistle. Tensions a blast at the moment. And Mick Stafford deciding against the substitution. So play resumes, ball into the middle, knocked away again. And that is the full-time whistle. And the Bell Swan boys will certainly be happy tonight. They are the back-to-back champions of the NewFM Northern League 1. A 3-2 victory for the Bell Swan boys. An incredible grand final. 2 goals to Ty Goldsmith, 1 to Mark Finlayson. Lee Ashton, he scored 1 for Cooks Hill. The other coming to Nick Russell from the penalty spot. Jimmy, what a game.
Well done to Belmont Swansea. That was an unbelievable game of football. 3-1 up, and it looked like Cookers were on the comeback there when they went down to 10 men, but they dug deep and got the result, and well done to them. They've gone back-to-back. History-making side. Well done to them.
An incredible effort, like you said, to just hold out with 10 men for 25 minutes of the game, you could say.
All spectators, please leave.
An incredible effort from Bell Swans, but a fantastic grand final from both sides. Well done to both, as we said. 1-1 at half-time, and 2 goals for Bell Swans. Jimmy, thank you for joining me. What a game we've had. You had fun, mate?
I had a ton of fun. That was awesome. What a grand final.
Well, I hope everyone at home has had fun as well. Jimmy, thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure calling this one with you. Thank you for everyone else for watching back at home. We hope you've enjoyed the grand final as much as we have in the conclusion of the NewFM Northern League 1 2019 season. It is a Bell Swan boys, though. They are the champions. And until next season here in the NewFM Northern League 1, it is bye from us.